Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's all it's called, Mickey Mouse. It's an animated short series of animated shorts from 2013 to 2018. They're about 5-6 minutes long each, although technically, without the foreign language credits at the end, they're probably 3-4 minutes long. I think the longest one out of this entire run, first season anyway, that I looked at, was 9 minutes, and that even probably wasn't 9 minutes. But yeah, it's this modern, you can see the style here, it's this modern animation style. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to how to compare it. Some of the elements of the animation remind me of Ren and Stimpy, at least, especially when Mickey gets angry, when there's scenes where he's really ticked off or frustrated. It looks so Karafalski? How do you say it? I don't know if I want to use his name, considering the controversy around his name, but it has a, if you've seen old school Ren and Stimpy, but imagine not as gross. A Disney-fied Ren and Stimpy might be the best way I could put it. I can't think of a better touch point reference animation-wise. And obviously this is, decades past, Ren and Stimpy, but still to me, it looks great. I mean, there's obviously painted backgrounds and overlaid with, modern style animation. I don't think it's cell, it's all computer generated. But it's, yeah, I'm going to come right out and say it. I love this series. I don't think I've laughed out loud at anything so much as I have this series in a long time. No exaggeration. Yes, it's for kids, but I'm pretty sure it's not meant for just kids. Again, there's no adult racy elements to it, but there is a moment when there's a zombie Goofy, skeletal, and yes, we had the dancing skeletons from way back when, the black and white animation from way back. That wasn't scary, I don't think. Maybe it was spooky back then, but the idea is that here on this, it was actually kind of creepy. It was kind of, I was surprised they went that far to take an iconic character like Goofy and make him a gutted zombie-like creature in one of the episodes. And it's just a horror chase episode. All it is Mickey's car breaks down and he runs for his life, and he keeps seeing this zombified corpse Goofy following him everywhere he goes. And it's funny, but it's kind of creepy, especially how they depict him. By the way, I watched the entire first season. That's 19 episodes. Nearly all the seasons are 18 to 20 episodes each. So you're getting almost 100 episodes total. There's so much to go through in this. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time than I usually do with shorts, because since I watched so many of them, I want to touch on some of the things I liked about each of the episodes. One of the things to start off with is the fact that whenever they take a story and have it take place somewhere other than the United States, say France or Brazil, they do not speak a word of English intentionally. There's no translation, there's no subtitles. If it's set in France, like the first episode, it's called Croissant de Triomphe. It's all in French. Basically, Minnie has a little cafe. Everybody's ordering croissants, and she realizes she's out. So she gives Mickey a call, and Mickey jumps on his scooter and goes to get more croissants. And his scooter, going through tons of different little iconic spots throughout France. Notre Dame, the Arc de Triomphe, and all these other different locations. He's just speeding along at high speed. Meanwhile, the customers are getting angrier and angrier as they are not getting their croissants. And Mickey's getting distracted at every turn, trying to get there as quickly as he can. It's a great introduction to the style of animation and how it moves and how the characters emote and it's relying on that rather than, hey, let's tell a story in the proper, with our voices. There's none of that. Yes, there's that language, but if you're a full-on American and you don't bother to learn any other languages, guess what? You will probably get the gist of what's going on, but don't expect your hand to be held in this. It's done beautifully. It's hilarious, and it's full of action, especially the first episode. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me get... Oh, no service. The next episode takes place in what looks like a boardwalk, probably right along in California. Mickey and Donald are trying to get food, and they end up at a little snack shack along the boardwalk, run by Goofy. Not a very sanitary place, but Goofy has some standards. No shirt, no shoes, and no service. Well, guess what? Donald doesn't have any shoes, and Mickey doesn't have a shirt. And so between the two of them, they have to figure out who's going to get all the clothing and go make the orders, while the other one stands outside naked. Because apparently, when you put on the shoes, well, let's say Mickey loses the bet, the luck of the draw here, and he's basically streaking. He's standing outside fully naked, because I guess the pants go with the shoes. I don't know. Donald's fully dressed for the first time ever, and Mickey's struggling to not be seen naked in public while they're waiting for Minnie and Daisy to show up. I'm not going to tell you too much about each of these. I told you way too much about that one right now. You have to experience them yourself. But it's that kind of concept stuff that you've always talked about or thought about. Like, hey, Donald doesn't have any pants, and Mickey never wears a shirt. Isn't that just a little weird? And nobody ever seems to notice this. But yeah, it plays on those little things that we've noticed over the years. The third one is Yodelberg. Yodelberg has design elements of It's a Small World after all. Minnie lives on top of a mountain apparently, and she's yodeling. Mickey yodels back, but he's in risk of causing an avalanche, and he tries to keep everyone quiet as best as possible. And at this point, he runs into Harold. Yes, the Yeti from Matterhorn. You even see the Matterhorn train cars in the episode. So, yeah, there's elements of Disneyland in these episodes. And it's not the last one either. There's also characters from other movies. You'll see Belle and the Beast. You might see Lady and the Tramp. You might see other characters throughout. But yeah, there's tons of little nods, style-wise, and also just direct references to characters and rides. And Disneyland itself. It's kind of freaking great. One of my favorites is New York Weenie. Mickey and Minnie are just walking through Central Park, and she gets hungry. So he orders her a hot dog from the hot dog cart, and it gets away. It gains sentience, and Mickey hunts it down through so much of New York Central Park. And it's one of it's where I mentioned earlier how he shows utter frustration with the way they animate him. I've never seen Mickey look this way. The anger, the just I can't even describe it. It's a side of Mickey we've never seen before, and it's not out of character really, but it's an extreme that I think is just done so well, and it has to be seen to be believed. So yeah, you gotta watch these things. New York Weenie, yeah, is a Tokyo Go, another one that's everything's in Japanese. There is some words like exit, on the signs that make it clear in English. But they have those in Japan as well. But all the language is in Japanese. All the words on the signs are Japanese. And he's basically just trying to catch the bullet train to get to where he needs to go. And where he gets, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but where the turn at the end, the twist at the end, is another huge Disneyland reference. It's not Disneyland, but it's a Disneyland reference. Maybe it is Disneyland. Tokyo. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know if what it's referencing exists there or not. Oh, yeah. Staying Cool is another so incredibly well animated and hilarious. Just they push the levels of humor that in ways I've never seen them do before. It's yeah. Gasp! Mickey's fish is being hunted by a cat. Mickey's a mouse and he's bigger than a cat, and he's trying to get it away with a broom. So I don't understand how this all works, but Mickey owns a fish apparently, and he's trying to save him from a cat. Pandemonium is all in Chinese. Yeah, it takes place in China, and in fact, some of the animation styles or the character movements are reminiscent of Chinese style animation. And there's a new panda at the zoo in China, and Mickey's trying to get a photo of it, and something gets in his way at every turn, and it's fully Chinese, not a word of English, and it's still hilarious as anything. Bad Ear Day, you find out what it's like, what Mickey is like to not have ears, and what they do with sound in this. When Mickey loses track of his ears, how they handle sound is the centerpiece of this episode. It's so well done. It's not even so much about the animation, which is great. It is the sound in this episode. They're taking, I don't want to say risks, but they're leaping different directions and taking advantage of the art form in a way that they didn't have to. They could just poop out a bunch of things that say Mickey Mouse on it and go, hey, Mickey Mouse. People are going to watch it. But no, they do such good things. Ghoul Friend is the one where I talked about with a zombie Goofy. Creepy, but cool. And it's the most sort of, has that Ren and Stimpy vibe to it. Dog Show, well, Pluto can't make it to the dog show, so guess who fills in? Goofy. You ever wonder if people always ask what Goofy is? Is he a dog? Is he a cow? Is he both? He's been, I think, each one of those things in the past. But in this case, he takes over for Pluto at a dog show, and it does not go well, at least in Mickey's eyes. O Solo Mini takes place in Venice, in Italy, all Italian. Potato Land is the longest one. Goofy has always wanted to go to Potato Land. He's read a sign that he's always passed a sign when he was growing up that said Potato Land. He didn't realize it was just a sign welcoming him to Idaho. Yeah, Potato Land, and he thinks it's a theme park. Well, they drove day and night without stopping, without eating or going to the bathroom, and so they're going to make sure, Donald and Mickey are going to make sure, more Mickey than Donald. Donald frustratedly helps. But they decide together to build a Potato Land theme park, which looks suspiciously familiar. I won't tell you any more about that one, but that's the longest episode, apparently, and it's so freaking good. Yes, there's a Haunted Mansion element to it at one point. Sleepwalking, Mickey has to watch over Goofy when he goes sleepwalking. I don't have to tell you anything more about that one. Flipperbubutosis. Donald has a problem on his flipper, and he doesn't want to go to the doctor, so Goofy and Mickey try to help him out with it. Tapped Out. Oh, the boys go to professional wrestling, and Mickey somehow gets mixed up in it. Third Wheel. Goofy invites himself to join. Invites himself on a date between Mickey and Minnie, and they want romance. He just wants to hang out. Problems ensue. The adorable couple is Mickey and Minnie are so much in love. Meanwhile, Donald and Daisy are snapping at each other, bickering, quack, quack, bicker, bicker. They are at each other's throat most of the time, and Mickey and Minnie try to help them out in unusual ways. And the final one of the season is O Futebol Clásico, and that is fully in Portuguese, I believe, not Spanish, Portuguese, in Brazil. And Mickey goes to a soccer game, football game, and has problems getting a good view. And it's him trying to get the best view possible and being thwarted at every turn. So it's, again, there's no like good guy, bad guy struggles really. It's all just frustration in your circumstance and then overcoming it, hopefully, in a comedic manner. So this is just one season. That's 19 episodes of one season. And I am just going to do this right now. I am going to add this to my list because I need to watch the rest of them. Not a doubt. When I get a next chance I get, I'm watching every single one of these things, and you should too. It's worth your time, even if you just do 4 minutes of time, one a day. It's worth it. So take some time to watch Mickey Mouse. Just type it in, search for it, and you'll find it. It starts in 2013, and it's nearly 100 episodes of just awesomeness so far that I've seen. So I can't recommend this to you enough. It is honestly probably one of the funniest things I've seen on Disney Plus, and it's worth your subscription right there. Just this. Ugh, so freaking good. All right, let's see if we get something almost as good tomorrow. Oh, zoom in. There we go, 570. Now, I think we've had 570 before. I'm not sure. But this is in thes. Yes, we've had 570 before. Here we go. Man, it was The Biscuit Eater. That was a while ago. Biscuit Eater. That darn dog is a biscuit eater. All right. 7-Eleven. I think we've had 7-Eleven too. 7-Eleven. No, we haven't. We had 713 not too long ago. So we had the third in a series of 4 films in this modern classic. We're going to watch the original Toy Story. Yep. We saw Toy Story 3 a couple weeks ago. Again, I lose all track of time when I do these. But tomorrow, we're watching the original Toy Story from 1995. All right. That is on par. I lucked out there. It's on par with this modern classic here. We're getting a mid-modern classic. Whatever. Toy Story on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge tomorrow. See you then.